Welcome to my channel. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Thanks.
Florence Nightingale. Florence Nightingale was born on May 12, 1820, in Florence, Italy, to Frances Nightingale and William Shore Nightingale. She was the younger of two children. Nightingale's affluent British family belonged to elite social circles. Her mother, Frances, hailed from a family of merchants and took pride in socializing with people of prominent social standing. Despite her mother's interest in social climbing, Florence herself was reportedly awkward in social situations. She preferred to avoid being the center of attention whenever possible. Strong-willed, Florence often butted heads with her mother, whom she viewed as overly controlling. Still, like many daughters, she was eager to please her mother. "I think I am got something more good-natured and complying," Florence wrote in her own defense, concerning the mother-daughter relationship. Florence's father was William Shore Nightingale, a wealthy landowner who had inherited two estates, one at Lea Hurst, Derbyshire, and the other in Hampshire, Embley Park, when Florence was 5 years old. Florence was raised on the family estate at Lea Hurst, where her father provided her with a classical education, including studies in German, French and Italian. "I attribute my success to this. I never gave or took an excuse. I am of certain convinced that the greatest heroes are those who do their duty in the daily grind of domestic affairs whilst the world whirls as a maddening dreidel. If I could give you information of my life, it would be to show how a woman of very ordinary ability has been led by God in strange and unaccustomed paths to do in His service what He has done in her. And if I could tell you all, you would see how God has done all, and I nothing. I have worked hard, very hard, that is all, and I have never refused God anything. Rather, 10 times, die in the surf, heralding the way to a new world, than stand idly on the shore. You ask me why I do not write something. I think one's feelings waste themselves in words. They ought all to be distilled into actions and into actions which bring results. The very first requirement in a hospital is that it should do the sick no harm. Live life when you have it. Life is a splendid gift, there is nothing small about it. Let whoever is in charge keep this simple question in her head, not, how can I always do this right thing myself, but, how can I provide for this right thing to be always done? Women never have a half hour in all their lives, excepting before or after anybody is up in the house, that they can call their own, without fear of offending or of hurting someone. Why do people sit up so late, or, more rarely, get up so early? Not because the day is not long enough, but because they have no time in the day to themselves. 1852. Were there none who were discontented with what they have, the world would never reach anything better. To understand God's thoughts we must study statistics, for these are the measure of His purpose. A woman cannot live in the light of intellect. Society forbids it. Those conventional frivolities, which are called her duties, forbid it. Her domestic duties, high-sounding words, which, for the most part, are but bad habits, which she has not the courage to enfranchise herself from, the strength to break through, forbid it. So never lose an opportunity of urging a practical beginning, however small, for it is wonderful how often in such matters the mustard seed germinates and roots itself. Woman has nothing but her affections, and this makes her at once more loving and less loved. To be in charge is certainly not only to carry out the proper measures yourself, but to see that everyone else does so too, to see that no one either willfully or ignorantly thwarts or prevents such measures. It is neither to do everything yourself nor to appoint a number of people to each duty, but to ensure that each does that duty to which he is appointed. Unnecessary noise is the most cruel absence of care that can be inflicted on the sick or the well. What cruel mistakes are sometimes made by benevolent men and women in matters of business about which they can know nothing and think they know a great deal. The most important practical lesson that can be given to nurses is to teach them what to observe, how to observe what symptoms indicate improvement, what the reverse which are of importance, which are of none, which are the evidence of neglect, and of what kind of neglect. I attribute my success to this. I never gave or took any excuse. Lo importante no es lo que nos hace el destino, sino lo que nosotros hacemos de él. You do not want the effect of your good things to be, how wonderful for a woman, nor would you be deterred from good things, by hearing it said, yes, but she ought not to have done this, because it is not suitable for a woman. But you want to do the thing that is good, whether it is suitable for a woman or not. It does not make a thing good, that it is remarkable that a woman should have been able to do it. Neither does it make a thing bad, which would have been good had a man done it, that it has been done by a woman. Oh, leave these jargons, and go your way straight to God's work, in simplicity and singleness of heart. It seems a commonly received idea among men and even among women themselves that it requires nothing but a disappointment in love, the want of an object, a general disgust, or incapacity for other things, to turn a woman into a good nurse. This reminds one of the parish where a stupid old man was set to be schoolmaster because he was past keeping the pigs. The martyr sacrifices herself entirely in vain. Or rather not in vain, for she makes the selfish more selfish, the lazy more lazy, the narrow narrower. I must strive to see only God in my friends, and God in my cats. Every woman, or at least almost every woman, in England has, at one time or another of her life, charge of the personal health of somebody, whether child or invalid. In other words, every woman is a nurse.